I just think people are running from issues, and I don't think in this business you're supposed to run from issues. And the fact that everybody's running from the big elephant in the room involving the WNBA and the latest with Coach Stephanie White of the Indiana Fever going on a little tirade during a post-game press conference because people were accusing her of not supporting her player after Sophie Cunningham was essentially, knocked upside the damn head by Dejanay Carrington.
Expose it. Stephanie White's fake tears and vulgar rant backfires as fans demand she is fired. What happens when a head coach decides to go to absolute war against her own fans? What happens when the highest levels of a professional sports organization completely disconnect from the reality unfolding on the hardwood and double down on a toxic narrative? We're finding out right now, and the fallout is absolutely catastrophic. The Indiana Fever organization is currently trapped in a full-blown, uncontrolled operational meltdown. And head coach Stephanie White is standing dead center in the eye of this massive storm. This is no longer just about basketball wins or losses. We are looking at a high-stakes crisis of institutional compliance, a total collapse of public relations, and a fan base that has officially reached its breaking point. If you thought the tension in the WNBA couldn't escalate any further, you need to brace yourself, because the truth about Stephanie White's unhinged press conference, her highly questioned emotional display, and her blatant betrayal of her own roster has finally been exposed. Hit that like button, subscribe if you are tired of the constant gaslighting, and let's break down exactly what just fractured the Indiana Fever. To understand the sheer magnitude of this disaster, we have to analyze the operational tiers of this controversy, starting with the inciting incident that shattered the trust of the fans. The absolute chaos erupted after a highly publicized and intensely physical game between the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky. During this intense matchup, Sky player Dejanay Carrington was ejected for a flagrant 2 foul after she violently struck Fever guard Sophie Cunningham in the head and neck. Now, in any normal organizational structure, a head coach immediately goes to bat for their player. You protect your high-value athlete, you defend your team's physical safety, and you send a clear, uncompromising message to the league that headhunting will not be tolerated under any circumstances. But what did Coach Stephanie White do? She completely flipped the script. White, who had previously coached Carrington at the Connecticut Sun, actually defended her former player, stating she did not oppose the hard foul
blitz today. And I knew she would. As soon as that came out of her mouth, I was like, oh, she's going to get destroyed. She thinks whatever backlash she's been seeing was an issue. She hadn't seen nothing yet. You're telling your paying customer to go to hell. And you can't try to backtrack this now. That's exactly what you did. You see, this team gets too, I've said this before, this team gets too much attention for her. Plain and simple. That's why I've said before you needed an NBA coach. Somebody that can handle all the scrutiny that's going to come with being the coach of Caitlin Clark. That it is what it is. Every little thing is going to get broke.
Let that sink in for a moment. The head coach watched her own player take a brutal, flagrant shot to the neck, and her first instinct was to validate the aggression of the opponent. The internet immediately caught fire. The backlash was so swift and so severe that White was forced into a massive scrambling damage control operation. She tried to backtrack on her words, suddenly claiming that she had not seen the Carrington foul clearly in real time before making her initial comments. She stated that she didn't have the benefit of watching the replay over and over when she first spoke. But the fans were absolutely not buying it. The trust was already broken. The narrative was set, and the fan base viewed this as a catastrophic failure of leadership. Instead of taking accountability, instead of leading her team through adversity with a level head, White decided to escalate the situation to an unprecedented level of hostility. Rather than hold a typical professional pregame press conference, White delivered an impassioned table-pounding statement, addressing what she called the hate, fear-mongering, and divisiveness surrounding her team. She aggressively pushed back against those criticizing her handling of the Sophie Cunningham controversy. She pounded her fist on the table multiple times, visibly losing her composure, and flat-out declined to take questions from journalists. And then she dropped the ultimate vulgar insult that completely alienated the ticket-buying public. White declared that while she will always lead with love, grace, and humility, her critics could go to hell. You simply do not bite the hand that feeds you. But apparently, Coach White completely missed that lesson in crisis management. The league is currently experiencing an unprecedented surge in commercial impact and media rights valuations, driven largely by this exact newly engaged fan base. And how does the head coach of the most scrutinized franchise in the league respond to the mounting pressure of the spotlight? By throwing a furious emotional tantrum and telling the public to go to hell.
It's about the coach in men's sports. That coach usually ends up getting his ass fired. Stephanie White could be on her way out. The fans appear to be done with her. We got to get into it. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit the bell notification, hype the video. That'd be greatly appreciated. Let's get right into things, man. We have to start right here. Okay, here it says, Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White was booed by fans prior to a game following backlash over her comments defending Chicago Sky guard Dejanay Carrington after her flagrant 2 foul on Fever guard Sophie Cunningham. Now, we all saw what she had to say, and then she went on this whole tirade before the game, basically telling everybody to F off, go to hell. As a direct quote, she told everybody to go to hell, and the fans booed the hell out of her before the game. Yeah, you told everybody to go to hell, and the fans booed the hell out of you before the game started. This is courtesy of Alexa Philippou. Statement from Indiana Fever team president. The damn team president had to step in.
When the reality of her vulgar outburst set in, White tried to pivot to an emotional appeal, claiming that she is only human and insisting that love will win. She desperately tried to project strength, stating that the team is united and connected and that they will not be divided by the outside noise. But the internet wasn't buying this sudden shift in tone. The fans immediately labeled her emotional display as nothing more than fake tears, a desperate, calculated PR move designed to garner sympathy from a media landscape that has historically protected her. The era of gaslighting the audience is over. Fans are demanding accountability, not an emotional performance. They are sick and tired of watching the league being used as a platform for divisive rhetoric, only for the perpetrators to play the victim card the very moment the crowd pushes back. The fans instantly retaliated on the hardwood. The environment inside the arena turned completely toxic. During the Fever's game against the New York Liberty, Stephanie White was brutally booed by sections of her own home crowd. The boos echoed through the stadium, a deafening, real-time rejection of her leadership and her agendas. Online, the comment sections transformed into an absolute war zone. Fans demanded her immediate termination. Indiana's own lieutenant governor even stepped into the fray, publicly calling for White to be fired. The situation had escalated from a sports debate into a full-scale institutional crisis. But this is where the story takes a massive true crime-level twist regarding the structural hierarchy of the Indiana Fever. With the fan base in full mutiny, with politicians demanding her job, and with the locker room culture heavily under a microscope, you would assume that the front office would be forced to terminate her contract to save the brand's commercial viability. But in a shocking turn of events, the Fever leadership doubled down. Team president Kelly Krokoff stepped directly into the line of fire and threw her full support behind the embattled coach. Krokoff released a statement claiming that White had done a tremendous job keeping the team focused and united under the brightest spotlight the league has ever seen. Krokoff made it absolutely clear Stephanie White has the full support of leadership.
Be asking, we would be demanding that folks speak up and put it where the goats can get it. and get down to the bare bones about what's really, really, really going on here and not dancing around the issues. And what disgusts me, listening to so many of these ladies talk about the issues. You're smart, you're articulate, you're educated. You got facts, you got fervor and passion, you've got knowledge, you've got history backing you up. You got a whole bunch of things in your favor, along with the microphone and the lens to look into the camera and address it with the realness, the sincerity, and the passion and the fervor it deserves. And y'all dancing. There's one person I'm going to give credit for not dancing. And that's somebody I brought up earlier. That's Andrea Carter, my colleague at ESPN, who is sensational. Listen to what she had to say.
In reality, all of this emotion is coming from Steph White and what she said post-game about Dejanay, which she said it was a flagrant 2 foul, but she didn't think Dejanay was purposely going for her neck, and that Dejanay is a player that plays hard. That's essentially what Steph White said, and people were going crazy, calling for her job because of that post-game statement. And, you know, I'm so interested in all those people that were piling on and calling for Steph White's job in this most recent week. How many Indiana Fever games have you actually watched? How many games have you actually paid attention to watch the team and what they're doing out on the court? Are you calling for Steph White's job because of who she is as a coach, or are you calling for her job because you watched one clip and you're piling on and you're fueled by hatred and you're finding a space to exercise something that's not related to basketball at all? And that's where we are right now in the W, and that's why it's so frustrating. You can't just talk about basketball. And I look forward to the day, like Steph White said, when this is a space where basketball fans come to pick apart the game and the performances and come to celebrate the talent that we have, and where people are judged based on their basketball thoughts and what happens on the court, and their character is not associated with those things. And we're just not at that place right now.
Hot piece and butter. Hot piece and butter. You remember that game? Or should I say hot piece of butter rather than hot piece of butter? Red light, green light, 1, 2, 3. You're getting closer and closer and closer, because that's where Andrea Carter was going. She's getting warm. She's getting warm.
This organizational decision is a massive bombshell. The front office is explicitly choosing to protect their head coach over appeasing a furious fan base. They are drawing a line in the sand, betting the financial future of the franchise on a coach who just told the critics to go to hell. The disconnect between the corporate suite and the consumer base has never been wider. The management is essentially telling the fans that their outrage does not matter, and that the operational hierarchy will protect its own regardless of the public relations nightmare unfolding before their eyes. Even superstar Caitlin Clark was forced to step in and play peacemaker in the middle of this chaos. The generational talent revealed that she had spoken privately with White, reminding everyone that coaches' music are human, too, and trying to defuse the ticking time bomb.
No logic in this league. Christine Brennan's on the money. I think you have a way out with this. I'm in agreement with Dre. I think this is the way out. But I don't think they'll do it, because all we've watched this league do is get in its own way at every single turn. And at this point, I'm past looking for them to do the smart thing, the logical thing, what's best for business. I'm done looking for them to actually legitimize this league and not make it a pure clown show. I mean, Jason, we just had Sydney Colson, former Indiana Fever, talking about how they need to just go ahead and start their own Black and queer league. I mean, what are we even talking about? It's a circus, man. They have no clue what they're doing. This thing is full of emotion and no logic, and that is the problem.
So, Maurice, and be quick but don't hurry here, because Steve, I got a question for you that I want to get to, and then I want to transition into a little Pat McAfee. But this rally last night and this blowout victory of the New York Liberty, and I thought the New York Liberty played poorly, seemed to be undermanned, but I'm sure Stephanie White and Kelly Krauskopf and Amber Cox, they're all sitting around. They're all rallying around Stephanie, and this is going to be great, and we're going to make a playoff run, and don't you see how together this has galvanized the team? Do you think it has? Do you think this is going to lead to a run into the WNBA finals?
No, I think if they make a run, it's going to be because Kelsey Mitchell can't miss a shot. She's the most efficient scoring guard in the league. Caitlin Clark is third in the league in scoring and first in the league in assists. If they make a run, it's going to be because of that explosive backcourt. It has nothing to do with galvanizing around Stephanie White. Kelsey Mitchell has a max contract. She's going to be looking to secure an offseason, a long-term deal. And obviously there's a lot for Caitlin Clark to prove. Sophie Cunningham's going to be looking to get paid once again. Their play last night was more about the fact that the New York Liberty, for whatever reason, they got rid of all their athleticism. They couldn't guard on the perimeter at all. And Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell couldn't miss a shot. This was not about Stephanie White.
Steve, I got one more WNBA type question before we transition. I want to play you this clip of Ryan Clark. And on the pivot, he's chiming in on the WNBA, and he's chiming in on Enes Kanter and Royce White, making the point, I think, that